Microsoft 365 Copilot just got a thinking brain. With GPT 5.2, you can now choose instant mode for speed or thinking mode for deep analysis. And when you pair it with Work IQ, Copilot starts connecting your meetings, emails, and documents into decisions. Let me show you how to ask for outcomes, not drafts. Hi, everyone. Welcome back. In this episode of What's New with Microsoft, I'll provide an update on the addition of GPT version 5.2 into Microsoft 365 Copilot. For anyone who is new here, my name is Wade Walker. I'm the VP of our Microsoft Alliance at Sourcepass MCLE. The goal of these episodes is to make the Microsoft ecosystem easier to understand and help everyone get the most out of this ecosystem while also saving money. Last month, Microsoft brought GPT 5.2 to Microsoft 365 Copilot and Copilot Studio with two tuned variants, Thinking for complex problems and Instant for fast, everyday tasks. Microsoft previously introduced a mode selector in Copilot during the GPT-5 rollout in 2025. GPT version 5.2 builds in this behavior, and you can select any of these options in the model selector. So, thinking mode versus instant mode, what's the difference? Thinking is optimized for deep reasoning, planning, multi-step analysis, and strategic synthesis. Use it when you need to do a deep dive on a topic with justifiable recommendations. Instant mode is optimized for speed and fluency. Think of drafting, rewriting, translation, or quick summaries. Use it for the majority of your routine tasks or questions. And you might be asking, what is Work IQ and why should you care? Work IQ is an intelligence layer behind Copilot that models how work actually happens. It connects your emails, files, meetings, chats, plus memory about your preferences and collaborators to help Copilot understand you, your job, and your company. GPT 5.2 began rolling out December 11th of 2025 for Microsoft 365 Copilot users, which means that you should have it now. Copilot Studio early release environments got it and agents on a feature called Auto Move to 5.2. Combination of thinking plus Work IQ shifts Copilot from an assistant to an analyst, letting you ask outcome level prompts, for example, prioritize initiatives and map these initiatives to objectives, rather than micromanaging steps. Here's what you can expect in day-to-day work. First, if you need a strategy briefing for a meeting, use thinking mode of Copilot. Ask it to pull the top 3 insights from today's customer review, link to the deck that was discussed, and propose next steps with owners and dates aligned to fiscal year objectives. Here's why this works. Work IQ surfaces the meeting transcript, relevant files, and the objectives. Next, thinking mode of Copilot synthesizes and then provides the strategic planning. A second example is if you need an executive narrative for a competitive table. You can ask the thinking mode of Copilot to create a side-by-side leaders in 2020 versus 2025 by market cap, analyze the shifts, and write a 3-point implication for our 2026 plan. And why does this work? Thinking specializes in the multi-step analysis and structured output. And a third example is in regards to the agentic follow-through in Copilot Studio. Agents in these early release environments are moving from GPT 5.1 to 5.2, thus improving their orchestration, their instruction following, and their multi-turn coherence. So the magic question is, when do you pick each mode? Here's a simple rule. Pick instant mode to make drafts, perform a translation, tighten the tone, or summarize short content. Pick thinking mode for planning, prioritization, risk impact analysis, multi-document synthesis, or anything that needs justification or task analysis. And here's why these results feel more relevant. Work IQ's Microsoft 365 tenant-aware context means the model grounds its answers in your artifacts, your information, your documents and relationships, while respecting Microsoft 365 permissions and sensitivity labels. Here are 2 additional examples of what we've been talking about so far. Here's an outcome prompt that leverages thinking plus Work IQ. In Copilot, use the thinking mode again and ask it something like this. Based on the last 2 steering committee meetings and our Q3 go-to-market folder in Teams, please draft a 1-page decision brief listing the top 3 risks to schedule, proposed mitigations and owners, and the next 2 milestones tied to all of our objectives. Microsoft connects the meetings, files, and objectives, and thinking makes the plans and all the justification. And here's another example using instant mode in Copilot. In Copilot, choose instant mode and ask Copilot to rewrite this customer email into 120 words, keep a supportive tone, and add a single sentence call to action for a 30-minute call. Here are some pro tips to maximize the results of thinking mode and instant mode. First, keep all of your data in Microsoft 365, whether it's SharePoint, OneDrive, Teams, or email. This allows WorkIQ to find all of these documents and relate them and ground them for these searches. Second, use consistent names and keywords across documents and meetings to boost what's known as semantic linking. And third, make sure you record and transcribe important Teams meetings so all Teams meeting insights are in Microsoft 365 and accessible to WorkIQ. If this helped you understand thinking versus instant mode in Copilot and how WorkIQ turns Copilot into your analyst, please drop your favorite thinking prompt into the comments. I hope this helps you better understand thinking versus instant mode and how WorkIQ turns Copilot into your analyst. And for reference, I use both thinking mode and instant mode on a daily basis. Thanks again for watching this video. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe. If you have any other videos that you'd like to see from us, please leave them in the comments below. In addition, if you're interested in learning more about this or anything else related to Microsoft, please go to our website at sourcepassmcoe.com to learn more and chat with one of our experts. Join us next week when we jump into another episode of What's New with Microsoft. Have a great day.